Let's talk about Voice123, shall we? Let's talk about what is going on with Voice123. For those of you that maybe didn't hear, not sure how you couldn't have heard at this point because it's all that everybody in the industry is talking about, but Voice123 has announced that it has been acquired by Backstage. And a lot of people want to know what is going to happen as a result of that. Now, one thing that history tells us is that whenever a company is acquired, said company reassures all of its customers that nothing is going to change. The other thing that history tells us is that no matter how much they reassure their customers that nothing is going to change, inevitably things change. Because if everything was going to stay the same, there would have been absolutely no reason for Voice123 to sell out to Backstage in the first place. So, no matter what they tell you that nothing is going to change, I think we can all agree that it is inevitable. It is inevitable that something is going to change. What is going to change remains to be seen. But I want to reiterate a point that I have been driving home for years. And that is, when you build your business on someone else's business, it's not really your business. Are you tracking with me? If all of your eggs are in the Voice123 basket, you don't have a business. Voice123 has a business. You're, at best, leasing customers from them. This is what happened with Voices.com a number of years ago. There were a lot of voice actors who were doing very well on Voices.com. Voice actors that were earning close to six figures, some that were over the six-figure mark. A lot of voice actors that were probably earning in the mid five figures, the mid to high five figures off of that platform. And then Voices.com changed the rules and everything went to crap. Those of you that were around, you remember it. You lived through it. And suddenly, all of these voice actors who had these very successful businesses didn't have a business anymore. And that's because it was never really their business in the first place. They were using somebody else's platform to build their business. And when that other platform changed the rules, the voice actors were screwed. If you are building your business on somebody else's business, you don't have a business. Because I have said that for so long, I built up this reputation that I'm anti-casting site, which was never the case. I don't use them, but I am not anti-casting site. It was never about being anti-casting site. It was all about being smart in how you grow your business. If you want to use the casting sites, let them be a tool in your toolbox. If you show up to build a house and all you have is a Phillips screwdriver, you're really not going to build much of a house. So my whole philosophy for years has been that doing your own direct marketing needs to be the biggest basket in your business. Casting sites become supplemental baskets. Agents become another set of supplemental baskets. One of the reasons why I started direct marketing, and I really started diving hard into it in 2012, 2013, was because even then, 10 years ago, I saw shifts happening in online casting that I wasn't excited about. And I knew that because at that point they were the primary source of my income, I knew I was going to have to change the way that I was doing things. And eventually I just weaned myself off of them completely because I didn't have time for them anymore. And so all of the crap that has gone on in that space, when Voices.com did all of their evil things a number of years ago, when Voice123 blew up the platform in 2018 and the whole voiceover industry was outraged, none of that stuff mattered to me. I was living a blissful, happy life in my business because I had my own business, my clients. Whatever's going to happen to Voice123 at this point, if you learn nothing else, learn this. Learn how to direct market. Learn how to go find your own clients. Learn how to build a business with your own clients. That way, whatever happens to Voice123, ultimately, it doesn't matter. It doesn't impact you because you have your own clients. I'm not saying get rid of your membership. I'm saying don't rely on it as the sole source of auditions. Don't rely on it as the sole source of your income. Don't allow it to be the primary source of your income. Take control of your business and learn how to direct market. I know that J. Michael wrote a blog about this, and I was scrolling through it quickly just before I came online here to do the Free Advice Friday. I don't think he's wrong with some of the predictions that he's making. I don't think he's wrong. This is the way the world is moving. And I was having a conversation with Anne Ganguza just before I jumped into this broadcast, and my point to Anne was the race to the bottom just got accelerated. That's what I think is going to happen. I do. And so now more than ever, for the love of cheese and bacon and brisket, if you don't know how to market yourself, please learn how to market yourself. Whether I teach you or somebody else does, doesn't matter. Take a college class, read a book, listen to a podcast, sign up for Voiceover Marketing Playbook. It's available right now. Whatever you do, however you decide to do it, learn how to market. Learn how to go out there and find your own leads and build your own client base. This is what you have to do. This is the way that the world is going to work. Otherwise, if you are going to continue to rely primarily on casting sites, just know that the rates will probably continue to erode. And no matter how much you preach the good news of the GVAA rate guide, the rates are going to continue to erode. Do you remember, some of you may not, but I worked as once upon a time I had a job title as the manager of media marketing, which was a really stupid job title. It didn't have anything to do with my business. But I worked for a music distributor. They were the largest distributor of Christian music in Canada. Pretty much, if a Christian album of any form or fashion came into Canada, it came through this distributor that I worked for. And back then, when you needed to get a graphic designer to do stuff for you, and this is going back in the very early 2000s, back then, if you needed a graphic designer to do stuff for you, you were going to pay $100 an hour. You're going to pay $150 an hour. Graphic design was a very high-end skill. And now you can go on Fiverr and somebody will do a graphic design logo for you for $5. Voiceover is not the only industry that's being impacted by this. So if we know that the race to the bottom has just been accelerated, we need to find ways to set ourselves apart. Just like you can go to the dollar store, and I know this is the example that's always been given, but just like you can go to the dollar store, you can also go and buy designer clothing as well, right? You can buy a Mercedes or you can buy, I don't know, a Kia. The options are out there. And there will always be an audience for the Kia, and there will always be an audience for the Mercedes, and there will always be an audience for the dollar store, and there will always be an audience for the luxury. And so find ways to set yourself apart. Find clients who want to work directly with great talent, who make their lives easier. Because not everybody wants to go higher off of a platform like Fiverr. Not everybody wants to go higher off of a platform like Voice123. So, all of this roundabout way of saying, please do yourself and your business a favor. Learn how to market. Learn how to market. Let the casting sites be a small portion of your overall business. Let agents be a portion of your overall business. Let marketing be a portion of your overall business. You got to have income coming from multiple buckets, right? if you follow anything related to entrepreneurship and wealth, and when I say wealth, I'm not just talking about being rich and being a dink, okay? I'm talking about building wealth. Number one foundational principle of building wealth, you got to have more than one income stream. This is the rules of life, right? This is how you accumulate wealth. You invest in your home, you invest in stocks, you put money into savings accounts, 401ks, Roth IRAs, whatever, right? You have multiple forms, multiple sources of income. Your money is growing in different places. Same stands true for your business. You have to have multiple sources of income. But I think the primary source of your income for most voice actors needs to be your direct marketing. If you're a big shot living in Hollywood, the primary source of your income is probably going to be your agent. But for the rest of us that aren't big shots living in Hollywood, primary source of our income, it's got to come from our marketing.